Hello and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a coin that will change your life. As you guys know, I do a lot of market cycle analysis, and with this market cycle analysis, I generally can find the point of maximum financial opportunity, also known as the contraction phase of the market, and get in at really cheap prices. The coin that I'm going to be talking about today has done one of these cycles perfectly and has me extremely excited about the price action it will probably paint here in the future. This setup is definitely a mid-cap coin, but one that I think could be in the top coins in the future. Make sure that you guys hit that like button for me, as well as subscribing, because I'm dedicated to uploading 5 videos a week just like this one all through 2020 to keep you guys posted and updated on the cryptocurrency markets. We also do a podcast every single Saturday, which ends up being uploaded by around Sunday, so make sure you guys are tuning in for that. If you find any value in this video before we get started, make sure that you share it with your friends so that we can go ahead and get as many people in on this coin before it starts a massive uptrend as possible. So without further ado, let's get straight into the analysis. So I'm going to start off by talking about the NASDAQ Composite Index because market cycles are very important to me when I'm searching for setups and looking for something that's potentially a good buy. This is one of the most common market cycles I've ever seen and is generally what we refer to as the Wall Street cheat sheet. When you go ahead and look at this and then you look at this, you'll see that they're pretty much the same exact thing. So this is the internet bubble is what a lot of people like to call it, this whole cycle right here, which for me, I don't necessarily like to call things bubbles because it makes people scared to invest in them, and scared money does not make money. But with that being said, you guys, this is what I would call an overvaluation phase in the market or a market cycle of human emotion. It's much better that you understand it as human emotion because right here at the top, everybody thinks it's going to keep going up forever because of the emotion they have in their investments. And right here at the bottom, everybody thinks it's going to go to zero because of the emotion they have in their investments. A lot of people are short down here and a lot of people are long up there. In sense, in markets, it's generally a rule that 90% of the market loses and 10% actually wins. You have to realize that the majority is going to be wrong up here at the top. They're all going to think it's going to go up forever. And the majority is going to be wrong right there at the bottom, and they're all going to think that it's going to go to zero. Which, by the way, if you check Bitcoin, hashtag Bitcoin on Twitter, you can go look across Twitter and you'll find mainly bearish charts right now. I would probably say 70% of the charts on Twitter have a bear bias in the crypto markets. So for me, I feel like crypto, especially Bitcoin, is somewhere around right here inside of its cycle. But a lot of altcoins are somewhere around right here inside of their cycles, their respective cycles. And so that's the depression phase. That's the point of maximum financial opportunity. So what is the coin that I'm talking about? What can you make so much money on over the next little while based on a market cycle analysis? The coin is energy. So this is one my buddy Donovan at DIY Investing talked about the other day as well. As soon as we saw this setup, you guys, we knew that this was a coin to be buying. I've also talked a little bit back and forth with Energy via email, and I really like their team. There's a few major points about Energy that I want to bring up. As far as fundamentals go, normally I do not discuss fundamentals, but I actually do like the fundamentals of this coin. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that along with the analysis with the technicals today. This is a smart contract platform similar to Ethereum, Tezos, but it has a lot of features that the other ones don't. This one has governance, a treasury, which is a fund that they have so they can continue to fund the project. This is not funded by an ICO. This is not funded by Premine. This is 100% legitimately funded. So that is really important to me because one thing I've learned about building businesses is you do not need $10 million to build your business. There are some businesses where it's useful to get funding before, but there is a lot that you can do just from the beginning, from scratch, funding yourself, figuring out a product, building profits, and building up from there. Once you have a formula in place, you scale that formula, and as that formula scales, you make more and more profit, which continues to fund the business. And that is, for me, the most effective strategy for building a company from the ground up. So I have a high degree of respect for Energy, for having a treasury, for being able to fund their own project, for being able to fund advertising and everything that has to do with Energy. The governance is also really cool as an additional factor. But one thing that really shines for me is the nodes and the staking. So this is a smart contract platform that has master nodes and staking options, which is really great for long term. If you're investing in this project, and you guys, look how similar these market cycles are, by the way. Look at that. You have the disbelief phase right here. But if you're investing in this project, not only can you buy a very, very cheap market cycle, but you'll also be able to do staking, and you'll also be able to do a master node for relatively cheap right now, actually. And that allows you to invest in this project in a big way for the long term, while it's in the depression phase, while people think it's going to go to zero. Just like everybody thought it was going to go to $1 million right there in 2019, everybody thinks it's going to go to zero right now. And I promise you that. But do not listen to the majority. One of the things that I want to train you guys on this channel is to be comfortable with going against the crowd, because humans, generally, one of the biggest marketing tactics that you learn if you start researching about marketing is crowd psychology. So if people see one person doing something and then they see 5 people doing something, they all want to do the same thing. A great example of this is fear. You know, whenever something scary happens in the world, everybody sees that other people are scared, and it makes it seem socially acceptable to be scared. So I want to teach you guys on this channel to train yourself to go against the crowd, train yourself to go ahead and buy when everybody else is scared. Like Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful. Look how fearful people are down here. And be fearful when others are greedy. And for me right now, lots of the world markets, lots of the crypto markets are in a state of complete and utter fear. And so because of that, I think there's a ton of opportunity for the big picture here with Energy. So this is one I'm personally investing in, you guys. I'm very, very excited about this project, very excited about what it's doing, excited about the market cycle, the Elliott waves. Everything is lining up perfectly. So what I kind of expect to have happen here with Energy as far as a technical perspective goes is pretty much the same thing that happened with the NASDAQ, which is one of the reasons I'm so freaking excited about this chart setup. I expect us to see what's called a relief rally from the bear market. Basically, we're going to see a very, very big upward move, and this will translate into a bull market. So this will be for a bear market into a translation of a bull market, or a conversion process where the orders will get shifted into net long from the whales. And that is what I totally expect happening here in Energy. So what that might look like, you guys, is over the next little while, we get a very, very nice pump in the markets, and we start to get up towards resistance, and we come back down one final time, just like how the NASDAQ did right here in 2008, to shake everybody out before the big bull market. This is also known as the disbelief phase of the market cycle. And so when you get that disbelief phase of this market cycle right here, this is exactly where Bitcoin is, by the way, in the big picture. Bitcoin is in the disbelief phase before we get this to happen. That is going to be another amazing buying opportunity. But right now, Energy is right here. So we have a great buying opportunity over the period of the next few months where we could easily see multiple 100% gains. You know, this is 255%. And that is a very, very nice gain in the period of a couple months here with Energy. And then we'll have another opportunity to buy the dip in disbelief in exactly the same way we're doing with Bitcoin today. So you guys, I'm personally excited about this coin. I look forward to buying more of it. I look forward to continuing my conversation with the team. I look forward to seeing this follow a similar fractal of human emotions as the NASDAQ. And I think that this coin personally is in the point of maximum financial opportunity also known as depression. And to see their team working so hard on everything that they're working on right now and reaching out to people tells me that these people are funding themselves properly with their treasury so that they don't have to be concerned about where prices are going. They're focused on the technology. And that right there tells me a lot about the project. You know, you don't want to just make a coin that you're just only purely worried about price action, only purely worried about whether it's going up or down. For me, I have plans to make projects in the future myself. And the main thing that I've concerned myself with is the technology aspect of what's going on, the business building aspect, the marketing aspect. You know, think of like what Steve Jobs did. Steve Jobs' first products weren't the most amazing products in the world, but he marketed them extremely well, started producing profit and revenue, and that turned into the most amazing products in the world. And so that right there is what I believe the main focus of every business should be, is quality and creating value in what you're doing. And when you create that value, when you create that quality, initially it might not be the biggest part, you know, but if you focus on that, it'll develop into creating so much value. The marketing aspect of it becomes easy. So at the start, it's really, really important, in my view, to build the product, build the business, sell it, start making profits, start building up the business so that you can market it from there, and then move to a brighter future. And that's why Apple is one of the biggest stocks in the entire world. So that's super, super important. I think it actually is the biggest stock in the entire world, if I remember right, as far as market capitalization goes. So that's awesome, you guys. I'm very excited about this cycle. It reminds me a lot of the NASDAQ. Energy, ENERGI. Go check it out on CoinMarketCap.com. Go read up on their website. Go look into it. This project is awesome. I'm excited from a technical perspective and also a fundamental perspective. No ICO and no pre-mine is one of the most attractive parts, as well as the treasury and the fact that you can invest in this in a very profitable way in the long term with masternodes and with the staking options if you don't have enough to buy a full mastermind node. I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Make sure that you guys check out my other videos I have made this week talking about how Bitcoin suggests a 1 million per coin Bitcoin, the S curve, the technological growth curve in Bitcoin, and a coin that I think will do 500% extremely quickly in a similar setup than what I'm seeing in energy as far as percentage over the next few months in the market. You guys, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I think that if you got shaken out on this little red candle, it shows you how emotionally weak you are, and to train yourself to handle those emotions, because these short time frame candlestick patterns, these teeny little candle moves, are just designed to shake you out when the big picture is setting up for huge market continuation on the upside, and I'm standing by that. That's pretty much everything I wanted to go over in today's video. Make sure that you guys check out energy. Make sure that you do some research about market cycles, research the fundamentals of energy, and, you know, research the market cycles and look at Bitcoin and other coins as well. But once you understand that market cycle, you'll know why I'm personally so excited about energy and why I see this as the depression phase of its market cycle and why I think it's going to explode over the next few months. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's videos. As always, stay profitable out there.